Hey everybody, if you offend easily, why are you on the internet? Like, this is like the worst place to be for someone who offends easily. I know, sometimes I'm that person, So, just saying. Anyway, today I actually want to get to some stuff that I've been meaning to get to. Things I've been wanting to talk to y'all about. So, without further ado, we're going to dive right into it. And if the video goes long, well, tough titties. I said it, tough titties. Okay? I warned y'all. Anyway, here we go. Now see this is the medicine cards deck. This was introduced to me. I was an independent contract for a company doing readings for 15 years. And one of the elderly ladies when I first started, she did a reading for me with this. And she pulled 9 totem cards for me and it blew my mind. I felt this deck talk to me, so I had to go and I got my own. So we're only going to do a 1 card reading today because what I want to talk to you about, it's a bit long and I don't want to overrun the videos. So, all right, we're going to do a 1 card medicine card reading, and that's going to be like a theme, I guess. Okay, so let's undo the deck. It's been sitting here beside me for days now, waiting to be used, and I never got there. I had to wait until it said so, and today it said so. How many knots did I put in this thing? Boy, when I mean security, I mean security, okay? My decks are well protected. These are very awesome cards. They're very awesome. They've got all sorts of cool stuff. They're somewhat upside down on half the deck, apparently. Oh my, when did that happen? Probably one of my random shuffle moments. I think I've discussed that with y'all in a previous reading that, yeah, I sometimes will just randomly flip and keep the deck moving as I go, which no change here, okay? So, yeah, we keep the deck moving, and I probably rotated it along the way somewhere without thinking. So, that the deck allowed that, I'm cool with that. All right, I feel this card. That's why I've stopped here. We're going to see what this card has to say. Now, this is a bit of reading because I'm good, but I'm not good sometimes, as y'all have seen. So I'm going to read straight from the book. It's a bit of information. I'm also going to shorten it because I don't want to trip over my own tongue by reading. It's, for some reason, reading out loud does that to me. All right. So what do I get? What do I get? Okay, y'all. Can y'all see that clearly? Hold on, let me flip this, cause y'all got it. I can't believe. Oh, it's a skunk. In case y'all haven't noticed it, that's one of my totem animals. I don't need the book for this one. I know this one well because it's one of my totem animals, the skunk. Okay, the skunk. A lot of people are just like, "Oh, it smells bad." Not to another skunk. Okay, if you are amongst your own tribe, you don't smell bad. You don't seem bad. You don't seem too crazy, which Auntie Rosie gets a lot. Okay, so I can't believe this card came up for me. See, this type of stuff actually happens to me, folks. The skunk is considered a mating and romance card to an aspect too, because again, what likes your smell? Other skunks. And that Pepe Le Pew aroma, come to me. That's gonna attract the one that's compatible with you. A lot of us are out here trying to impress people that don't belong in our tribe. The skunk actually encourages us to go and find those who smell like us. It's not hard. We're kind of out there. It's a reminder to me to be my own fabulous self so that I can find my tribe. I can't really do that from this homebody thing I've been doing, so I'm getting out more. Me and the hubby have date night every Friday night. Shout out to the Q Club, all right? But uh, me needing to get out, me needing to reach a wider audience, it just from my own social aspect of things. I mean, my therapist had recommended a book, and I recommend it too. This book was very enlightening to me, and it's What Happened to You by Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Bruce Perry. And it really made a lot of sense on why I'm the twacked little thing I am. Because it's not a lot of people want to know what's wrong with you. Nothing. I became what I needed to become in order to survive the environment I was in. It's what happened to you. That's the right question. And the skunk kind of encourages you to go and find, you're not the only one who survived that way. Go and find others who have also survived that way. Skunk encourages you to find your tribe, to find your own. And it's basically telling me it's time to come out of my little crab shell, or in my case, my big crabby shell, and go talk to the world again. So, hi, everybody. All right. I can't believe that happened, and this kind of stuff actually happens to me quasi-regularly, okay? Ooh, beware of skunk, folks. Beware of skunk, because I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Can't believe that happened. All right, so let's talk about the subject I've been meaning to get to, and we're going to discuss the Christian God. Because, y'all have heard me talk about Hera and Hades and the Morrigan, and Dionysus, and I have several deities here, but one of them that I hold in memory. I don't need an altar to this one for some reason. This one's always been around. I grew up Catholic. My parents brought me up Catholic, but my mom, and I think I might have mentioned this before, my mom and the priest didn't get along. He pissed her off, and well, let's just say I got it from someone. I learned from the best, apparently. So I didn't go to church, didn't get to do none of that, didn't really. Anyway, but I want to tell y'all something that happened to me when I was just barely 18 years old. And if you might remember from previous videos, I was a runaway, 17-year-old runaway, so I was just barely 18. And I had been dating a 46-year-old man, y'all. I had some serious issues, okay? Needless to say, this was not a decent guy. This was not a smart choice, but what did I know? Okay, let's just say I learned the hard way. Anyway, he went and got himself thrown in jail. All right? I depended on him entirely. I mean, I had a job, but it paid little. It was part-time, and it was down the road from the apartment we had just been thrown out of, and I was dependent on him to find us another place to live, and he gets thrown in jail. I don't even remember for what. But I'm literally on the streets. Don't know what to do. So I sit down, and I just start crying on Bourbon Street. Y'all, how many of y'all know what the Jesus freaks are? That's what we called them in New Orleans, and if anybody gets offended, you're in the wrong place. I warned y'all. All right? A group of Jesus freaks. You know the group, the ones that kind of suck you into the void and pray for you. That's what happened to me. They saw a young girl, woman, barely a woman, crying on the side of the road, on the side of Bourbon Street, and they picked me up. And there I was in the middle of the chanting and the prayers, and oh, please bless. I got the full regale of prayers over me. All right? And then, of course, when they were done, they dumped me back on the street and carried on to the next person. It's weird how they do that. But, y'all, about 5 minutes later, this woman walks up. She's got one of those paper napkins twisted into a rose. And this thing is beautiful, actually. It was well crafted. And she just hands it to me and walks away without a word. I'm sitting there staring at it like, what the fuck is this going to... Hey, I get a napkin, but it's so pretty. And I'm just staring at it. And the owner of the business I happen to be crying against the wall of comes out, looks at me and says, do you need a job? Yes. Can you be here tomorrow with black pants? Yes. Great. Be here at such and such a time. I think it was like 6 or something. I don't remember. It's been years. I'm like, okay. So at that point, I'm like, I have an option. I can't believe this just happened. I have an option. So I'm like, I just need to find a place to crash tonight and some black pants because I didn't actually have any. Y'all, about 5 minutes later, it's crazy. This all took place in about 20 minutes. His friend, my at the time boyfriend's friend, comes rolling up on a bike, and I remember his name was Joel. I remember that. And he says, hey, I heard what happened. Are you all right? Do you need a place to crash? I'm like, yes. Can you get me black pants? He goes, no problem. And I went to his place to crash. Within 20 minutes, God had answered me. I have absolutely no doubt God, as the Christians know it, answered me, answered the prayers that the Jesus freaks gave me. This really happened. I have faith. I just also have faith in the other deities too. It's like I called it before, a multifaceted crystal, and everybody's faith is generally correct. None of us get it exact, but they're generally correct, and they're generally interwoven too. Ain't none of them original. They all got it from something and just evolved. Religion has evolved over time. So that actually happened. That actually happened. I remember years later, well, not years, like 5 years later, 6 years later, somewhere in there. I was about mid 20s at that point, earlyish mid. And at that point, I was a reader on Jackson Square in New Orleans. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, it's basically tourists walk by. If they like the way the reader looks, they sit down at the little table that's set up. You get your reading, you tip what you think it's worth because they don't have licenses to charge a specific amount. Those are over on Bourbon Street, apparently. Or at least that was what was going on last I was in the neighborhood. I do admit it's been years. If I'm wrong, correct me nicely. Be nice. Remember, someone else is filtering those comments for me. Auntie Rose don't need no negativity. Anyway, y'all don't want me on negativity. Yeah. So this girl, I was literally packing up my table. It was like stupid in the morning, 2 in the morning, and I was packing up. I had just started packing up, and this girl walks up. And it was interesting because I was right in front of St. Louis Cathedral, because at that hour of the night, you could go where you wanted. And she just walks up from the alley right next to it. She's bawling her eyes out. Can you please do me a reading? I can't pay you, but can you please do me a reading? And I could just feel the desperation on her. And I'm like, sure, no problem. And I undid my deck, and she sat down. And she's like, look, I'm doing this, but I'm actually Christian. I'm actually devout. She says, but I need to talk to God. Can you do it? I went, I will try. I'm going to cry here, y'all. Y'all can't see that, but I'm going to cry. And y'all, he came through the reading. Though she was devout, life had put her in a circumstance where she was having to sell herself to get by. And she wanted to find God again and was having trouble finding her way back because she wanted to go home but didn't know if her family would forgive her. And God, in my cards, told her he still loved her. I'm starting to cry a little bit. Told her that he still loved her and that he forgave her for what she was doing, and that go home to her family, they would forgive her too. So honey, wherever you are, I have faith that you were sent on the right path and that your life is doing better. I have faith. Oh, wow. See, y'all actually got me bawling here, but this is why I wanted to tell y'all this story, because it's powerful. It's very powerful. So then when years later I was having a fit of depression and questioning my own self-worth, when I hear a voice I understand to be God tell me not to worry, he thinks I'm funny and loves me. When I heard that, I knew, and I felt better. I cannot prove these events happened, obviously, but I'm telling y'all, I believe. So I may be reading tarot cards, I may be talking about magic spells, I may be talking about being a mean little bitch, but I believe in all of it. Y'all, I look forward to seeing y'all next time. It's been fun as always, or at least it has for me. If it hasn't been for you, well, you should figure out why. Anyway, see y'all next time. Bye.